Oh man, I am finally back shooting another YouTube video. I have tried to shoot this video for a week now and things have just kept coming up. So finally able to get this thing done. And today we're going to be doing another gear review. So yeah, the Sony 50mm 1.2 G Master lens. Man, this lens is absolutely crazy. First of all, why did I buy this lens? I mean, I've been trying to build my prime lens kit for a while now, trying to get every prime lens in every major focal length so I can be a better storyteller in terms of what type of focal length I need for a specific shot. So when you start breaking down, like really getting into the things that you really need in certain situations, is one of the reasons why I've gotten away from zoom lenses a little bit, just because I just kind of want to focus in having one focal length for a specific shot that I need and knowing which focal length to grab in order to achieve a certain look for a specific type of shot. So I'm just trying to progress my filmmaking career a little bit and just trying to get into a point where I know exactly what lens I need for what type of situation I want in terms of composition and all that good stuff. So I've been trying to build my prime lens kit. 50mm was just the latest one that I needed to kind of help fill the void, and it hasn't disappointed, man. So first of all, back when I bought this thing, it was probably a couple months ago, 6 months ago or so, I didn't know that how many Sony 50mm primes was on the market. I think currently I was looking at Amazon. Let me just double check that. Yeah, I was looking at Amazon and I think I found 5 different 50mm prime lenses for the Sony system made by Sony. There's probably more made by other companies that can fit the Sony cameras, but 5 from Sony. And I did not know Sony had so many 50mm, and they have a wide range of prices. With the cheapest one is the Sony lens that was released way back when, is a 50mm 1.8, currently sitting on Amazon for $248 US. I've never used that lens. I don't know anything about it, but I would say just from the specs and just from like people leaving reviews and things like that, seems like a really fantastic lens. A fraction of the price for what I've paid for this thing. So if you're somebody that's looking to save a little bit of money, that may be a really good option for you starters out there that just need a 50mm lens in your toolkit and don't want to break the bank and spend the $2K that I spent on this thing. That might be a viable option. Another one is the Sony 50mm f2.5 ultra compact G lens. Now, I think I remember when they announced this particular lens on the market, and I didn't really think too much of it because I already had my mind set on the G Master lens, and this lens was like super, super compact. Like the title says, it's ultra compact. It's a G lens, but it only stops down to 2.5. And I was looking for more prime lenses in around that 1 point some odd range, right? So knowing that the G Master lens had the 1.2, I was already intrigued that having an aperture stop down that low was really intriguing to me. So I think that's why I ultimately went with the G Master 1.2 lens, because before I even got it, I rented it for a wedding shoot and I was using it, and throughout the shoot I was using it for, like, you know, the ceremony, just getting B-roll of, you know, didn't really have to really stop down f1.2 that often. But once the reception started and the lights went out and, you know, trying to videotape the dances, the cake cutting and all that good stuff when you're in critically, like seriously low light situations, this thing really shined and it performed beautifully, especially paired with the A7S III. With the f1.2 lens, you're practically able to like have night vision camera basically, because the amount of images and things I was getting out of that camera, like seeing the dance floor with my naked eye, was barely being able to see anything. But with this thing, everything was super clear. Yes, it was at 1.2, so you're being able to focus on certain things was pretty hard. I mean, you know, being that the Sony camera has incredible eye autofocus and things like that, I was able to capture eyes really well, but your plane is not that depth. So if you catch an eye, everything pretty much else is out of focus. Like at 1.2, if you're focused and locked in on an eye, the nose is probably out of focus because that shallow depth of field is really, really small in terms of trying to, you know, nail your focus and things like that. So that's one thing that you will have to be aware of in terms of that. But in that type of situation, when you're shooting in that type of environment and a lot of fast moving things and people are dancing, you don't really notice if things are out of focus or not because of, it's just super fast paced. So I wasn't necessarily too overly concerning for me, but that is something to be aware of if you are in that type of situations and you need more things in focus. That's not going to be something that you're going to be gravitating to, shooting wide open like that. But at the same time, if you had a lens that couldn't stop down to 1.2 and you were at like a 2.5, 2.8 or something like that, you wouldn't be able to get the low light capability. So the trade-offs is kind of give and take. It just depends on what you're looking for and what your kind of use case scenario is. But for me, it was fantastic. But I found another lens on Amazon that I was actually pleasantly surprised at. I had no idea this lens existed, and it's the Zeiss lens of Sony. It's a 50mm f1.4 lens, and it only comes in at $1,500, which is $500 less than the G Master lens. And reading the reviews, it looks like a fantastic lens. People are happy with it. I tried to look on YouTube. I didn't see many reviews on it, so I can't really speak to how good this lens really is. But if you're somebody that's not looking to spend the $2,000 price tag for the beast of a G Master lens, that's definitely something to look at, because I can almost guarantee if you put those lenses side by side, same camera bodies, same type of situations, you're not going to be able to tell the difference between the two. So does that $500 more price tag justify going with a 1.2 over 1.4? If I was in that situation and I had to buy one, I would say probably not, but I would still probably look to get the G Master lens just because I'm a big fan of the form factor. I'm a big fan of the style of it and everything like that. So, and I'm trying to get all of my other prime lenses in the G Master category. I currently have the 14, the 35, the 50, the 85, and the 135. So the G Master, I'm just a big fan of the G Master lenses, so that's why I kind of ultimately went that route. And for me, aesthetics does play a part in my gear set. I love aesthetics. I'm a big aesthetics type of guy, so looks is not everything, but to me, it's going to get me to spend a little bit extra money for the better looking lens, and in this case, it's the G Master f1.2. So there's that. But other than that, man, the lens is fantastic. There's not really much more to say about this lens. I mean, it's crazy sharp, whether you're shooting video or photo. Photos is amazing. I'm not much of a photographer these days, but if you are a photographer and you pick this thing up, crazy nice sharpness, super shallow depth of field. For video shooters, you can use this thing for just about anything. It comes with me on every single shoot that I've ever done since I've owned it, whether I'm doing corporate interviews or B-roll or detail shots, low light, weddings. The only thing I haven't been able to use this on is real estate, and for obvious reasons, it's just way too tight of a focal length. But everything else, man, I've been able to take this thing on every single shoot. It comes with me every time, and I'm always looking for ways to kind of shoot with it. It's becoming one of my favorite focal lengths and lenses that's in my toolkit. And yeah, man, this thing is a beast, and I love it. So to answer the question, do I regret buying it? Absolutely not. Is it worth it? $2,000. It is pricey, but for me, it is worth it because, again, the form factor, the weather sealing, just the looks of it. The 1.2 is you can't beat, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So do I recommend you guys buying it? I actually recommend you guys to do your research a little bit. Look at the 51.4 from Zeiss. Compare that, see if you can find some comparisons online and kind of make your decision from there, because $500 is a lot of money to be saving on a lens. That's money that you can use for lights or another lens or anything else that you can help tell your story better. And that's basically what it comes down to at the end of the day, is what kind of equipment is going to help you better tell your story. Sometimes that 1.2 is not that type of tool. So for you, look into it. Make the decision for yourself. But for me, I love this lens. If I had to do it all over again, I would buy it again. And yeah, that's been my rant, man. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If some of you guys own the Zeiss 50 1.4, let me know how you guys like that lens, or if you've tested out both, how it compares, if you like it, if you're in love with it. And also all the other 50mm lenses that are out there for the Sony cameras, whether it be the Zeiss, the Sony lens, the G Master lens, or the compact lens, anything like that. Let me know in the comments. And I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. I'm gonna go ahead and get you guys out of here, but I'm gonna be coming back with some more gear reviews. Like I said, I'm gonna be going through all my gear, letting you guys know why I buy certain pieces of equipment, if it works, if I regret buying it or not, and you know, kind of giving you guys some intel on what you guys should be doing in your careers. And also too, man, I want this channel to be more geared towards the new upcoming filmmaker. So this channel is gonna be more about just kind of like helping you guys navigate the business, teaching you guys what I've done over the past 2 years to get myself from going from zero all the way up to making over $100,000 a year. So if you guys are interested in wanting to grow your business and expand on different type of avenues in the filmmaking industry, talking just more super small space, small business type style, I will be sharing more content like that in the future. So make sure you subscribe, hit me up in the comments, and follow me on Instagram too, man. Let's build this community. Let's get some back and forth going, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I've been all in my bag. You been all in my business. You be all in your feelings. I've been all in them trenches. I've been all in my bag.